bloody well hunt midget submarines. Whether you want to do that, I'll leave that to you. But you could. And I think that's awesome.
And when we look at our lives 1 million years from now, we'll know we lit the world up just like that. Just like that.
Welcome. I'm having a good day today. Hope you are too. It's first time we've seen sunshine in Sydney in quite a while. It's been absolutely bucketing down biblical bloody rain for quite a while. But it's started to clear, the sun is out, the water is clearing. I got to see the sunrise today, and there's lots of activity. There's fish jumping all over the place, feeding on who knows what. And I'm on a boat that you could target some of those fish if you so desire. I'm on an Axopar 28. I'm going to call this the Axopar 28 Fish instead of T-top, because this boat, I actually sold this to the current owner, was specifically set up to target kingfish. This guy has done a lot of offshore fishing, real pleasurable activity for him and his mates over the years, and he went on a journey. He went on a journey to find something that could meet his needs in terms of getting out to the fish fast, getting out there comfortably, doing what he wants to do, and then get home and do other things. And he determined, after looking at a number of options, that an Axopar 28 was going to be the one for him. But it's slightly different to many of the Axopars that I've talked to you about before. And yeah, this one, it doesn't have the sleeping cabin, so it has the open aft deck, and we've got quite a decent anchoring setup up in the bow. One of those Rocknor, I think that's what you call them, anchors, big windlass with a bit of chain, so we're going to have a little bit more weight in the bow than we ordinarily would. We've got a bait and prep station out the back, and the loss of the aft cabin, so we have an open rear deck. So in terms of weight distribution, it's going to be a little bit different to perhaps what we're used to. I've got the 350 horsepower Merc on the back. The fuel load today is sitting at about 150 litres, so that's half of the 300 litre capacity, because this is the Series 2 28. My name's Dan Jones, this is the Boat Brokerage, and join me for the test drive starting right now. So yeah, all clear on boat. So I saw a helicopter over there doing some very low hovering, so I'm going to stay out of his way. I'm just going to get up and get moving, because you've no doubt seen many videos before about these boats. So if you haven't, welcome, and I'll quickly touch on it. The Axopar hull is the probably the first brand to take cutting bow air steps incredible performance to the mass market, and they did it and continue to do it incredibly successfully. So the concept of getting out and doing what you need to do, and a boat that makes the operations, your operations on the water, all the more easier, is kind of what Axopar is all about. So whether you decide you want to put your attention into fishing, or whether it's surfing or kayaking or socializing, or supporting your other vessels, that's up to you, because on this foundation of an incredibly dry, smooth, comfortable hull, you can do whatever you want. So here I am cruising at 27 knots, 26, 27, there you go. 4,500 revs, 27 knots. I haven't done any trim whatsoever, so my trim tabs are up. I'll give the engine a little bit of a play, but this is a style of hull that you just don't need to go fiddling around with your trim settings all the time, because it's going to look after you. You'll notice that we're rolling into some of the ocean swell that's making its way through the heads here. Very little, if any, wind to speak of at the moment, because it's 9 o'clock in the morning, and you just don't get any wash over the bow. The waves, they part at the bow, and then the wash goes out this way, and it's very, very hard to get water over the decks what these air steps are doing, they are drawing air in. There's two big deep channels in the midsection of the boat which draw air in, create bubbles, and then the boat has the ability to sit on this little cushion of bubbles, or a cushion of air. So it reduces the contact with the water, and it therefore lowers your drag. So that's going to improve your fuel consumption and improve your speed with smaller or more moderate motors. And let's face it, with fuel costs going the way they are, that's probably a good thing. You know, I've been getting messages from all the people around the world. You know, I'm here in Sydney, Australia. I'm really focused on Aussies. We don't really care about fuel costs so much, but the Euros are always messaging me going, oh, tell me the fuel burn, tell me the fuel burn. I'm like, why does it matter? Tell you what, after sticking some fuel in the other day, now I know what you're talking about. So, all the more reason to be on a boat like this. So, you know, you can still go out for an entire day of fun and activity on Sydney Harbour, for example, and you'll just burn 50 litres of fuel. If you want to do some offshore stuff, you know, you might do 100 litres for a real decent day out. Comparatively, that's bugger all. So anyway, let's just focus on getting out. We're heading into the ocean conditions now. I'm starting to get a little bit of moderate swell. The bow raise is negligible. There really is nothing. When I see the point just here and expose myself to the ocean, I might just lower the trim tabs a little bit. I'm still on 27 knots. I don't really intend on speeding it up just yet. My helm position here is super comfortable. I could slide this seat forward and aft. I got a flip up bolster just here if I wanted to use it, and my visibility all round is incredible. These Series 2 boats, the pillar just here is very smartly designed, and it just doesn't interfere with your visibility whatsoever. Your eye line just naturally falls into place, and I don't find it dangerous whatsoever. So I'm just going to lower my nose just a tad. Just going to go into those waves. I'm still at 27 knots. We got a couple of waves here. Just let the boat do its thing. See how I'm not even holding the steering wheel? I'm doing this deliberately because now I am going into some ocean swell, and the boat just cuts and tracks her way through it beautifully. I'm obviously ready to react if there's any dolphins or whales, but isn't that lovely? Okay, now I'm going to turn down swell. I'm going to raise the trim tabs because I don't need to bury my nose going down the waves, and I'll just hold that speed. So in the swell, I left my engine revs between that 4.5 to 4.7,000 revs there, and my speed varied from 27 entering the swell down to about 22 and variable, just as it makes its way through the waves. Oh, there's some debris. There we go. See, once again, nice maneuverable reactive boat like this. That was a log. No worries, just drive around it. Okay, I'm just going to adjust my course again, and I'll just maintain this speed. So picture yourself and your mates having the desire to get out there and catch some fish. Your journey out to the fads, your journey out to your favourite, you know, geolocation where you catch the most fish, it's going to be awesome. So not only that, he's fitted this boat out with an exceptional array of electronics. I'm going to talk about that in more detail in the walkthrough. So if you're interested in that, follow the link. There is going to be a walkthrough separate to this video. But put it this way, you could hunt submarines. You could bloody well hunt midget submarines. Whether you want to do that, I'll leave that to you. But you could. And I think that's awesome. Anyway, I think we're just going to increase the speed a little bit. We might just do some gradual turns through here. So I'm still on 27. I'm now going to range the speed between 27 to 31 knots. That is an efficient and comfortable cruise speed for these 28 Axopars. 27 to 31 knots. And it's just delightful. It really is a boat that you can relax at the helm. You don't need to be super onto it because you know the boat's going to look after you. When I say super onto it, you don't need to be tensed up and always holding on the controls and looking out for danger, because if a big wave rolls across your bow and you're going a little bit faster than you were expecting, it sort of doesn't matter because the boat's just going to chop it up. Anyway, while we're here, let's just open it up and give it some wide open throttle. So rolling through 5.3, 5.4. Now is when I make sure my trim tabs are up. Possibly raise my engine. I'm hitting 5.8, 5.9, 38 knots and climbing. The boat feels controllable. A little bit of bouncing in the bow through their waves just there. 40 knots. I'll just give it a little bit of a trim. 6,100, 6,200. That's really high revs. 40 and a half knots top speed. Wow, that's great. Freshly anti-foul bottom, so that is a true speed test. I literally picked it up from the marina yesterday. The anti-foul is fresh as a baby's bottom on this one. Anyway, we'll slow down, let the drone catch up. So we got cruising speeds 27 to 31 knots. We got fuel consumption for an average day with about 5 to 6 people doing those sorts of speeds. It's going to be 50 litres. Top speeds is sprint speeds, as we just said, with this particular boat. Wide open throttle in flat water with a little bit of engine trim gets you 40, just over 40 knots. But I really like that 27 to 31. It feels fast, it's enjoyable, the boat's very, very controllable. You can always slow it down a little bit, so I'll just dial back the speed. You know, if you were entertaining some guests from overseas, or just people who aren't boaties, you might want to cruise around at this 23 to 25 knot speed, which I'm doing right now. But even though that's a standard cruising speed for most boats, it feels slow in an Axopar. So up to you, you'll be the judge of that, but you'll probably feel a little bit more alive at anything over 27 knots. And then, if you're like me and you love this city, you come hooting around this corner and you show off the most gorgeous harbour in the world, bar none. So what we'll do, I think we'll just cut around this corner here and I'll bring the boat to a stop, and then I'll just do a quick demonstration of the parking. Actually, you know what? I'll save that for the marina so you can see what I'm talking about when we're at the marina. So just enjoy this view as we come around. Oh, never, ever get bored of that. And this is why you buy a boat. Just imagine, you've had a good morning with your mates, you caught some kingfish, you're hauling them back at speed, food prep's happening when you get home. What a cracking day. That's what it's all about. That is absolutely what it's all about. So yeah, you know what? I think I'm going to wrap it up right here. If you are looking for a fast, functional, capable boat, the Axopar Fish, not just any Axopar, the Axopar Fish, follow the link, get in touch via our website. My name's Dan Jones. I'm from the Boat Brokerage. I'll see you on the next one.